This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, convenient meals to keep you energized on jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service, can help you fuel up fast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle while tackling all your holiday to-dos. Too busy with holiday plans to cook, but want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. When you're too busy running around to plan lunch, Factor has you covered with lunch to go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go, no microwave required. Head to factormeals.com/MC911pod50 and use code MC911pod50 to get 50% off. That's code MC911pod50 at factormeals.com/MC911pod50 to get 50% off. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Whether your resolution is to save money, eat better, or stress less, HelloFresh is here to help you do all three. Say hello to your most delicious year yet with fresh ingredients and chef-crafted recipes at a price you'll like, delivered right to your door. So you've resolved to actually sit down and eat dinner around the table, but what do you do about those nights when your schedule is packed? Turn to HelloFresh's lineup of quick and easy meals, including their 15-minute recipes designed to help minimize mealtime stress. Every single meal I've had from HelloFresh has had easy-to-follow instructions, fresh ingredients, and when it's done, I feel like I'm out at my favorite restaurant. Go to HelloFresh.com/MC911free and use code MC911free for free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/MC911free with code MC911free. Missing person call. Well, we get those every day at the 911 center. There can be a variety of circumstances and reasons why someone would be considered missing. I'll discuss those further on into the episode. The main thing with someone missing, when someone calls about it, they're always hoping the worst hasn't happened. But it's definitely on their mind. No one wants the worst. No one wants a loved one to go missing. But when it happens, all that anyone would want is for the missing person to be found, and done so with them being completely safe. This episode, I'll be talking about a case of a missing person. This one has a lot of twists and turns, and is still actively being investigated. The calls will not be like the normal ones I've played on episodes in the past. You'll understand a little bit more once they get going. Welcome back to Music City 911.
Candy 911.
Yes. Came home. My wife wasn't home. Her driver's license still in there. The rental car's gone, and her daughter's here. And we were kind of worried about what's happening and where she's at. I was wondering if you could send somebody over here.
Okay. Does she have any medical issues? Does she have like Alzheimer's or something like that?
No. She's 59 years old. No, she has no medical issues like that. And according to her daughter, who went up and her purse is still here with her driver's license. The only thing is the phone is gone, and she sent her daughter a text about 2 hours ago saying they won't let me go. Whatever that means, we don't know. And I've been gone all day parking cars for the football game, and that's where we're at.
What's your address, sir?
435 Rocky Drive, Athens, Georgia.
You said 435 Rocky Drive?
Yes, it's right next to Sandy Creek Park.
Okay, so she sent your daughter a text message saying that
My stepdaughter,
that they won't let her go.
Yeah, she got a text message saying that.
And it come from her number, right? What's your name, sir?
Steve Collier.
Spell your last name for me?
Collier.
And your wife's name?
Deborah. We call her Debbie, but it's Deborrah.
The same last name?
Collier, yes.
How old is she? 59?
59. She just turned 59.
You just returned home, right?
Pardon me?
You just returned home, right?
Yes, I just returned home. I was parking cars until about 4:30, and when I came back, the van that she had rented because the car was in the shop was gone. I figured she was shopping for food.
Okay. So and her car is there?
Pardon me? Her van's not here.
Okay. But her driver's license and what else is there?
Right. Her driver's license is here.
What else did she leave? With a purse or anything else?
She left her purse, and her credit cards are here.
When was the last time she was seen?
Well, I left at 9 o'clock, and she was still sleeping. So, last night. I mean, she went to bed last night, and I left, and the van was here.
So, is your stepdaughter there though? I mean, did she see her today?
Pardon me?
Did your stepdaughter see her today?
Wait a minute.
You say a stepdaughter. Did she see her or?
Say that again. I'm trying to control a dog.
Okay, your stepdaughter, did she see her recently?
No, nobody has seen her. I was probably the last person to see her last night.
What time? You said 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock we went to bed.
You left this morning, right?
Yes, at about 9.
I'm sorry. So did you see her this morning or last night?
No, I saw her last night at about 9 when she went to bed. And when I left, the van was here. And
so she was. You don't know if she was still there or not. You didn't see her this morning.
Right, except the van was still here. So I'm assuming she was sleeping.
What time was the message sent to your stepdaughter?
What time? About 2 hours ago?
So about 2 hours ago?
Yes.
And it specifically said they won't let me go.
Pardon? Yeah, that's what the message said.
And that's all it said, right?
That's all it said.
And she was last seen driving, or she was driving her. What kind of car is that?
It's I don't know, because her car's in the shop, so the rental place on
the van that she was driving, will she be in, or you don't know?
No, I don't know. It's Enterprise. She went a call from Enterprise. It's a Pacifica or something.
That's the car you saw this morning, though, right?
Yeah, the black van, yeah.
It's a black Pacifica?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Pacifica.
And that's a rental car?
Yes, from Enterprise.
All right, I'm sorry. What's her birthday?
Deborah, D-E-B-B-I-E, or her given name is Deborah.
No, her birthday.
D-E-B-O-R-A-H.
Her birthday? And she white, female, black, female?
Pardon me?
She white or black?
White.
How tall is she?
About 5'5".
How much she weigh?
About 150. 145, somewhere around there.
What color hair?
Blondish.
Would she be going to somebody's house, or?
That's a good question. I thought she was out shopping for food. her daughter came over with that strange message and then went upstairs to her bedroom and found out that her driver's license and credit card's still here. So that doesn't sound like her leaving the house to go shopping like I thought she was. She usually shops for food on Saturday.
So she don't have any money at all with her or any other car?
Not to our knowledge. She has nothing.
But is her purse there?
Yes.
She left the purse as well?
Yes.
Does she have family here in town?
No, just her daughter.
Have you tried to call the hospitals and jails just to be sure?
No, I didn't think of calling the hospital.
Okay. Go ahead. Like I said, I got them on the way out there to you.
Okay.
Go ahead and call both hospitals, Athens Regional and St. Mary's, and just check with the jail as well to make sure. And we'll have somebody come out there and talk to you.
Okay. I appreciate it.
And your phone number?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
The way this call starts out is a bit odd. I only say this because I've taken a lot of missing person calls. I mean, a lot. At least one every day or two for the entire 22 years I've been a dispatcher. I know how people are when they call to report someone missing. They don't start off by jumping into very detailed elements right after saying, "When I got home, my wife isn't home." They don't say her driver's license is still in there, the rental car is gone, and her daughter is here, and they're worried about where she is. The next bit of thing that he said, it would jump out before saying her driver's license is still there. He said the daughter got a text from her a couple hours ago saying, "They won't let me go." Out of everything involved with the start of this call, I think I would probably lead off with that text, or at least a bit of it. Most people calling in to report someone missing, the person they're calling about usually didn't come home overnight. This can be a range of instances too. A husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend went out after work or whatever and ended up likely with someone they shouldn't have been with. One of the more frequent ones in Nashville, people from out of town came in for a bachelorette party or just for a vacation. They're staying in a hotel or Airbnb with friends, and they didn't show up after the heavy bar hopping they did overnight. Sometimes they're found in jail for public intoxication or a fight. Others, they may be in a hospital having their stomachs pumped. Both would be from having a bit too much in Nashville. Sometimes they meet someone and decide to continue the evening, also having a bit too much in Nashville. Other times, the missing person is known to have problems, usually drugs, and haven't been heard from for a while. There are occasions that someone with Alzheimer's or other type of mental disabilities are missing, and when that happens, the person calling from them usually does so pretty quickly. But none of those calls start out with explaining what items are missing or found still there at the house. And especially not before talk of a text of someone not letting them go. That tends to point to some sort of kidnapping, or in a lot of cases, the missing saying they need money to be released, which usually is a bad attempt at getting more money, again, usually for drugs. But regardless, in this case, the husband is calling when he got home, 2 hours after that message was sent to the daughter. If I were the daughter and received something like that, I would have probably been calling everyone I know trying to find where she is, and wouldn't have waited to call the police. That wasn't the case at all in this one, which I'll have to talk about a little bit more later on. The dispatcher in this, he covered all his possibilities pretty thoroughly. Last time she was seen, when the caller left, and then got home, what items were left, which did also mention she left all her credit cards and purse behind. Also got a decent description of her and the van she was driving, which was a black Chrysler Pacifica. One of the things that I like is that he asked for the caller to call and check the hospitals. This would have been done while police were on the way over there. I believe more agencies should start asking for the callers to be more proactive in something like this. It gets the ball rolling a lot quicker. The next call we get is a bit later on from the missing person's sister, who's from out of state.
Clark County Police.
Yes, sir. My name is Diane Shirley, And my sister lives in Georgia, and my niece told me she was missing. Her name is Debbie Collier, or she could go by Debbie.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if y'all have any information about it.
As far as, I mean, no, not other than with the officer or whoever is working on the case. I don't know anything. Where does she live? Do you know?
All I know is, I'm sorry, I don't know her address. Collier.
Okay.
Collier.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any information. When there's something, they will contact the family. Whenever they have something for that.
Okay.
All right.
We're just not getting information, so I'm just.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I am really worried about my sister.
Okay.
And.
You know, you have any information where she might go, or you have anything to add?
Well, from my niece, she said that she was in an accident about a month ago, and she was, on the road. She was following this truck, and this truck lost a paint can, and the paint can hit my sister's car, and the paint went everywhere. And the driver was trying to convince my sister not to tell the cops that he was driving because he was out on parole, and there was, a stipulation to his parole that he couldn't drive.
I got you. I'm sorry. I was going to ask, do you think that was told to anybody else? Do you think that was told to the officer, that concern?
That's standing from my niece.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the officer knows that, but I can have him call you if you want to pass it along with him, anything to help,
Yes, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Because I'm in Alabama.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm in Alabama, and, I really do. She won't, she's not communicating very well with us, and I really would like to know what's going on.
I got you. Yeah, since you may have insight on that, I'll have the sergeant give you a call. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. That would be wonderful.
All right. And let's see here. Excuse me one more time. What's your name?
My name is Diane Shirley.
And your phone number?
Yes, sir.
And this is your sister, right?
Yes. Her daughter's name is Amanda Bearden. She would have been the one her and her husband, Steve Collier, would have been the ones filing the report, was my understanding from Amanda.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just have them give you a call, okay? And just hang tight, all right?
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
People calling in with little to no information like this, they really don't help that much. They're absolutely concerned, yes. But it seems she is at least somewhat in contact with the daughter and the husband of the missing person. She can likely get any information from one of them. Something like what the police are doing, asking if a report's been made, are they actually looking for the person, things like that. The only bit of info that she added was that she was involved in some sort of a collision involving a truck and some paint over a month ago, and that the person driving the truck didn't want her to call the police because he wasn't supposed to be driving since he was out on parole. I've checked, and this isn't a common stipulation for parole at all, and it seems that it would have nothing to do with a case of a missing person. People get in wrecks all the time, and it doesn't necessarily turn up with someone going missing. Yes, a possibility, but an extremely rare one. This was ruled out of any type of connection with the case later on. A lot of people call up and think it'll be like in the movies where whoever answers the phone will just give every detail about what's going on. It doesn't work that way for a number of reasons. The main thing is going to be verifying who the person is on the phone. It certainly sounds like she's related to the missing person, but without some sort of verification, which would likely be done by the officer, anyone could call in posing as a relative or someone like that and get that info. That person that's calling if the missing person is being held against her will, could be the person that's holding her and just fishing for information. Also, a dispatcher isn't going to have a lot of info most of the time. Unless they're at a very small agency and have access to all the reports, they wouldn't be able to look at it for any type of information. The agency I work at, we never see the actual police reports. We get the initial info, get an officer started out that way to the caller's location. Then we might look later on and see they check off the call with a disposition code, notating that they completed a report. This is usually all that we have. The next call is from the daughter.
Please.
Hi, my name's Amanda Bearden, and I filed a missing persons report on my mother last night.
Okay.
Yesterday, excuse me, and I was just wondering if maybe I could speak with the detective that's been assigned to her case.
Okay. Do you have any further information?
I sure do. I mean, do you want the case number?
I mean, give me the case number so I can look it up that way.
Bear with me just a second. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, it's 2022 dash 0910 0216.
216.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hang on just a second. And the detective may not actually be in the building yet, so I may have to get you a patrol officer, okay? So just bear with me just a second.
Okay.
So 09010.
I'm sorry, his handwriting is not that great, but it's 09100216.
Okay, sorry about that. I think I missed.
No, you're fine. It's only me.
On Rocky Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what kind of update do you have, just so I know what to try to...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean like I had an update. I just meant... Oh, my God. I didn't mean... I'm sorry. I'm not in a clear mental state. This is my mother that's missing. I just wanted to talk to them. I wanted to see if maybe there was something that I could do. I do have the rental agreement number if they needed that. I mean, that's the only thing that I have to offer. So maybe, because she was in a rental car, I do have her rental agreement number. If they could maybe trace the GPS in it.
Okay. All right, what's your phone number?
I'm her daughter.
Yes, ma'am. Take a deep breath for me, okay?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'd be upset too. I completely understand that part, like being upset about it. So the officer that took your report is already gone for the day. He worked last night. And then the detectives, I don't think they're in the building right now. They're kind of working on an on-call basis, so I don't know that I can get in touch with them unless I have something, you know, fresh to give them. And that would be something, but I can see if I can get another officer to call you back, okay?
Okay.
We've got the bolo out for her. Like, we got everybody, you know, keeping their eyes peeled for her and that kind of thing. So,
I'm not trying to be a smart aleck here or anything, but do I need to hire a private detective maybe? Because I mean, and I'm not trying to be ugly or anything, but I don't understand I mean, I know you don't know everything, of course, but why hasn't what I've asked being done? Like, why isn't the GPS in her van being traced? Do I need a private detective to do that? I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly or anything.
I know.
I just, the most help.
Okay, so here's the thing. She's an
She's an adult.
Right.
I got it.
So that makes things a little more difficult because people are allowed to leave and go and do things without telling other people. And I know that's not a good answer. I understand that. But that is also, you know, that is also part of it because she is an adult. So it just takes some time also to do these things. And so I don't specifically know what they've done yet or not. I wasn't here last night, so I don't know. But from my understanding, they would be doing everything that we know to do currently. But I will definitely get somebody to call you back, okay?
Okay, thank you for talking to me.
It's no problem, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I hate that this is happening to you. What was your name again, sweetie?
Amanda Bearden.
Amanda Bearden. Spell your last name.
Bearden.
Okay. All right. I'll get somebody to call you back here shortly, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This call came in the day after her mom is reported missing. She's wanting to add some information in regards to the rental agreement with that Chrysler Pacifica. I'm not sure if police had that information initially or not, but if they didn't when the report was being made, they may not have important things like the license plate info. There are quite a few Chrysler Pacificas on the road. They're not as common as a lot of other vehicles, but having a be on the lookout for just a black Chrysler Pacifica might not yield any good results in trying to locate her. She seems pretty tore up about what's going on, as any daughter should be if their mother is missing like this. She calls back a little while later.
Athens Clark County Police.
Hi, can I speak with Colonel Johnson?
Okay, I don't have a Colonel Johnson.
Okay, he just called me. I have some more information for him, and I wanted to get it to him. My name's Amanda Bearden.
Okay. All right, hold on one second. I talked to you earlier, so it was
yes.
Sergeant Johnson we had you talk to. Hold on.
Sergeant Johnson. I'm sorry, honey.
No, that's okay. Just lots of Johnsons around here, so I want to make sure I got the
right one. I get it.
You just need him to call you back?
Yes, ma'am. I thought about it, and I have her iCloud information. I know that it's and correct me if I'm wrong, but if the phone is turned off, it would still track her. But I do have her. I've got her Apple ID and what I thought was her password, but the password isn't working. I don't know if y'all have technology or whatever, but I do have. I don't know. All
right, hold on one second, okay?
He said he'd call me back. Okay, thank you.
All right, ma'am, he said he'd be calling you back shortly, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This time, she just wanted to talk to the same officer again. Not entirely sure what it's about, but I would imagine maybe something like the officers asked her to call back to follow up with this. But let's go ahead and move on to the details of what we know about this so far. The mother, Debbie Collier, she's 59 years old. She was gone a few hours before anyone called to report her missing, which was first done so by her husband. This was September 10th. Recently, security camera footage has been released from a Family Dollar store where she walked in and bought some odd and random items. A poncho, paper towels, a tote bag, a blue tarp, and a torch-style lighter. The Family Dollar she went to was about 90 miles away from their home. For those listening that don't have them, Family Dollar is a smaller discount store like a Dollar General. They have stores like that all over. In fact, in Athens, Georgia, where they live, there are 3 Family Dollars. It's a bit puzzling why she would go 90 miles away for a store they have 3 of in her own town. From there, apparently while still sitting inside that Chrysler Pacifica alone in the parking lot of the Family Dollar, she sent her daughter the message saying, exactly, "They're not going to let me go. Love you. There's a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." What wasn't said in any of the phone calls made to police was this message wasn't the only thing sent. There was also $2,385 that was sent to the daughter via Venmo. Her daughter, along with her boyfriend Andrew, had moved back to Athens just 2 days before Deborah had gone missing. Both her daughter and the daughter's boyfriend have had run-ins with the law, mostly domestic violence and some drug charges. But back to Deborah and where she was headed. She left the Family Dollar and started driving south along Georgia Route 15. After she left from the store, there was no other contact or video that has been recovered or released at this time. The next day, after being contacted by the Athens Police Department, Sirius XM Radio who had a GPS tracker on the rental car, started tracking the vehicle and got a location. The Habersham County Sheriff's Department was contacted by SiriusXM Radio with that location, which was just off the road at the start of a logging road there off of that Route 15. Deputies were dispatched and found the vehicle unlocked and unoccupied. They then called for a canine unit to try to track Deborah. While waiting on more units to arrive, the daughter Amanda showed up to where the car was found. She had also gained knowledge of the location of the car from SiriusXM Radio. She was frantic and was questioned by the deputies there of Deborah's mental state. Things like if she had any mental disabilities or if she'd been suicidal. Amanda told them no, but said that she had a bad back and couldn't have walked that far. Canine unit arrived and started their track. While moving down a ravine, they started finding some of the items that Deborah had bought. That red tote bag was one of them. They then found a large uprooted tree where some of the other items were found. There was also remnants of a fire, and that blue tarp was found partially burned. While tracking further down the hill, they spotted a nude female laying on her back, holding onto a small tree with her right hand. She was also partially burned and in what was called an obviously deceased state. The woman they found was Deborah. Since her discovery, several search warrants have been executed, one of which was at the home of the daughter and her boyfriend. Right now, there's not much more known about what happened, but there's surely a lot to be released. Police have said this was not likely a suicide, and that her killing was personal and targeted. The only other bits of evidence released so far was that there was an unfired bullet found a few feet from the body. I've seen pictures of the bullet and couldn't tell the caliber, but can tell it's definitely a rifle round, not something from a handgun. Theories are flying all over with this. From reading on a few groups, a lot of people believe the daughter, or maybe a combination of the daughter and her boyfriend, had something to do with it. She did receive that odd message along with nearly $2,400 from her mother. One recent news report I read, it stated that the amount sent was alarmingly close to the amount of legal fines the boyfriend Andrew owes. He has been interviewed and says that he and Amanda are both living in fear now, behind barricaded doors, and have had nothing to do with the death. An autopsy is being performed, but no information as to the actual cause of death has been released. I'll be starting a post to discuss this case and any releases or theories involving it in the Facebook discussion group. If you haven't joined already, it'd be a good time to do so. That'll do it for this one. But before I go, if you wanted to sway just a bit from the hard crimes I mentioned here on the show and wanted to go a little bit more softcore, you should have a listen to a show I've just started listening to called Excuse Me, That's Illegal. It's hosted by my new friend Leroy Luna, and he takes a hard look into softer crimes and digs deep into the cases, looking at every detail. The last episode I checked out had a couple of buddies doing a sort of a Weekend at Bernie's type bit, where they took their dead friend around and used his credit cards at various, well, let's just say nighttime establishments. Have a listen to his trailer.
Oh, hey there. You like true crime stories, right? Yeah, I know, who doesn't? But I gotta admit, after a while, all those stories of murder and heartache, well, they tend to go straight to my hips. So that's why I, Leroy Luna, have created a podcast called Excuse Me, That's Illegal, where we'll take a hardcore look at some softcore crimes. No TED Talks on Bundy here. The letters BTK won't be coming from these lips. Unless he had a brother that used to steal library books. Suppose I'd be willing to go balls deep into that one if that were the case. Anyways, you'll hear stories such as the Mad Pooper, a female jogger who wreaked havoc in a Colorado Springs neighborhood, using one family's front yard as her own personal dumping grounds. If this kind of content sounds like it's up your alley, Excuse Me, That's Illegal is available right now on all your favorite podcatchers. So come join me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
Also, before I go, I have an event announcement I should put out. For those in the Atlanta area or anywhere within driving distance from there, mark your calendars for December 3rd. I'll be part of a live show there called True Crime Live Atlanta. It'll be a big live true crime show that's going to have an absolute ton of podcasters attending. True Consequences, Defense Diaries, Murder She Told, Colts Crimes and Cabernet, Crime Lines, and a few others past that too. Tickets are on sale now, and I'll have a link posted in the show notes. Come on out and sit back for a good discussion on true crime, probably mixed in with some games too. I will say this is a smaller and more intimate venue, and because of such, I believe there's a good chance of this thing selling out. If you're thinking of coming, don't hesitate to get tickets. I'd hate for you to miss out. Be sure to like the show on all social media, all of which are located in the show notes. Head over to the website musiccity911.com to pick up some t-shirts or other Music City 911 gear, or to buy me a beer, which is linked close to the bottom of the page. Head over to Patreon for ad-free and bonus mini episodes, one of which should drop here in a few days. And finally, be sure to share the show and give a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you're listening on. Until next time, for Music City 911, I'm Brandon, and y'all have a good one.